Hello, you beautiful divine soul. Welcome to step number 2 in our 5 steps to high frequency abundance challenge. So today we are talking about tapping into your natural superpowers and opening up to your full potential. So there's several parts and pieces around these superpowers. And the first are your soul's gifts. So these are the giftings that you have that are special and unique to you. And oftentimes we don't fully recognize that about ourselves, or we don't fully embrace the specialness of that. And really, whether it is in the positive or the negative side of those gifts, because they can come through either fully aligned or in that more challenging piece to navigate. But when we can really honor all of those soul gifts, all of those special pieces of ourselves, we can fully embody the power of that. Another aspect of this is our personal rhythms and cycles. So that flow of creativity that moves through us and how that comes through you uniquely. I really like the example of all the success books. If you're someone who wakes up early, great. But if your body clock is not aligned to the advice that you should wake up at 5 a.m. to be successful, but if you're a night owl and that's when your creativity is at its highest, waking up at 5 a.m. would be completely working against that. So with those rhythms and cycles and even our soul gifts, looking at where we are blocking those and how we might be shutting those down because we think we should be a certain way, we're trying to fit into someone else's mold or the way that society has told us things should be done. Another part of this is the spirit desires, the heart desires that Spirit has put on your heart to bring into creation through you. And Spirit would not put those desires on your heart if you were not meant to live them. So I think it's really important to look at what is your heart calling for and where are you shutting that down? And what beliefs are wrapped around that? If it's something like, well, that's not possible for me, or I shouldn't want that, really taking a look at what's wrapped around that. And I also love to say, when you're getting in that dream state and visualizing it and tuning into it, wave a magic wand and picture all limitations being set aside. Because even when we are meditating or visualizing this, sometimes those limitations can still seep in. So pretend like you're waving that wand and setting all of those to the side so that you can really tune into the feeling of that. Just like we did in step 1, how can we bring that feeling into our day-to-day lives more and more and more and connect to it? Sometimes it can be difficult for us to see our own potential, and we might be better at seeing it or reflecting it back in other people. And so if that's true for you, something you can do, you can definitely do this work with a friend. But if you can think about talking to yourself like you would be talking to your very best friend, what would you say to yourself that might be different than how you are currently talking to yourself? What shifts might happen for you if you start to think about that? There's a concept I really love working with that came from one of my favorite books, Anna, the Grandmother of Jesus by Claire Hartsong. And she's talking about how we must first go to the top of the spiritual mountain to see these expanded vistas of our potential. And then the real work comes in when we come down from the mountain into the ordinariness of day-to-day life and our personal application. And I just absolutely love this concept of bringing both pieces together, going to the mountaintop, seeing that potential, bringing it down, connecting that higher spiritual cosmic self into that day-to-day manifest application. So I love looking at both of those pieces and how can you connect to both of them. So the soul work journaling opportunity for you here today is to look at, where are you discounting yourself? Where are you not allowing yourself to see your special gifts, your uniqueness, and what beliefs are wrapped around that might be blocking you from stepping into that? And looking at, do you even know your personal rhythms and cycles? And if so, what are they? And again, are they being blocked by beliefs or by, a job or things that have constructed your life in a certain way? And then looking at that big heart's desire and connecting to that, just like we did in step 1, connecting to that feeling of it. And what can you do to bring that feeling into day-to-day life? How can you connect with just that feeling in the smallest way possible? If you would like to participate in the giveaway that's going on, then be sure to respond and message me with what you discovered about yourself going through this, and have your entries into me by May 4th. I will be drawing the winners on May 5th during our live group wrap-up call. Thank you so much for joining me here, and I am wishing you all the best in your superpowers and your abundant natural potential.